Boiling frogs is a very powerful metaphor in psychology. For those who don't know, if you place a frog in already boiling water, it will jump out. But you place that same frog in a pot of non-boiling water and slowly raise the temperature, the frog never jumps out. It boils alive and never even notices. The Amazing World of Gumball is a show that means a lot to me. It was a massive part of my childhood and shaped the person I am today. It's a show that didn't have a clear, defined gimmick, but merely stood out from the pack by being really good. In terms of animation, at least, it's actually strange how good Gumball is compared to its contemporaries. Nothing even almost touched it. I mean, Steven Universe was over here not being able to stay on model if their life depended on it.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No.
And meanwhile, the Amazing World of Gumball was doing this. In terms of animation quality, it wasn't just Gumball and then everyone else. No, it was Gumball, a massive chasm, a black hole, the concept of nothingness, and then everybody else. And the high quality didn't just stop at the animation, it was also the funniest show on the network. And even though this wasn't even a major concern of the show, it somehow also had the best music.
I wanna say you're a real good guy, but we both know that would be a lie. It's been a nightmare being your friend, so it's time for the charade to end. I can't say goodbye.
To me, Gumball has always seemed like the flagship of Cartoon Network. Sure, a show like Teen Titans Go might have been technically more popular, but that wasn't a show they could always be proud of. Gumball, on the other hand, was a hit with both critics and audiences. If Cartoon Network ever had any money to throw, it was immediately thrown at Gumball. It was the show they could always point to and say, hey, we still know how to make things that are good. Trust me. And that's why I knew Cartoon Network was basically finished when they canceled Gumball. Because Gumball wasn't canceled due to lack of popularity. They still play it on the network. No, Gumball was canceled because they simply just couldn't keep up anymore. Gumball is full of cinematic camera angles and expressive animation and a million other things that cost a lot of money. I know people probably don't want to hear this because it's their childhood or whatever, but Cartoon Network is basically a zombie network. Recently, I had to spend a couple nights in a hospital where I was forced against my will to watch live TV. While watching live TV, I basically had the choice between children's media and the shittiest reality TV of all time, so I chose children's media and I watched a lot of Cartoon Network. And for reference, I haven't watched Cartoon Network in 7 years.
Once I was 7 years old.
And while watching it on live TV for the first time in 7 years,
7 years old.
I did not see a single new show or even a new episode or even something I didn't recognize in one of the bumpers. Think about how crazy that is, that I haven't seen Cartoon Network in 7 years.
7 years.
And it's basically been frozen like a time capsule the exact same since then. It's basically just like one of those radio stations that's run entirely automated and that just keeps running infinitely until it stops being profitable. But don't worry, Gumball still has a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da, 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 da.
A streaming service reboot. Come on, everybody, let's break out the streaming services and see if the new season lives up to our incredibly high nostalgia-poisoned expectations. If I watch this and I don't feel like I'm 12 years old, it's definitely the show's fault.
Only?
Okay, well, it started with an ad. I really should have seen this coming. That's my fault. Although I do think it's really stupid when they start a show off with an ad, like as soon as you click on it. Not even from like a moral perspective, but like from a business perspective. People are more likely to retain their attention if they watch a little bit of the show or movie first before the ad starts. This is just simple, like everybody knows this. I don't know why they keep putting ads before things. If anything, it's probably losing the money. But now let's get to the actual episode.
What is going on? Darwin! Dude, we're late for school! How late? About 7 years. 7 years.
Sis.
5 more minutes then.
Only?
There's another ad? It's been 1 minute since the actual episode started, and there's another ad. For those who don't know, the section of the show you just saw is generally referred to as a cold open. Cold opens were created as a sort of retention strategy. Basically, just after one show ends, they play about a minute of another show, and that improves audience retention, because if the episode of the previous show just ended and then it cut to commercials, you're more likely to just walk away from the TV. You don't really have a reason to keep watching. But if they can just play a minute of something that interests you before the commercials, you're more likely to stick around. This is why so many shows like The Office or Malcolm in the Middle start with a 1 minute unrelated sketch before the episode starts. Since the cold open's only a minute long is likely to get missed by viewers flipping channels, it can't be essential to the episode. But having a cold open doesn't make any sense for the new Gumball series. Firstly, cold opens have never existed for 11-minute shows. Secondly, cold opens don't make any sense if you just play an ad before it anyway. Third, cold opens only made sense for live TV viewing. There's no reason to do it on a streaming service. This leads me and my massive Sherlock Holmes level brain to conclude the only reason why Hulu would have added a cold open to Gumball, an 11-minute show now on a streaming service, is so they could have another place to shove an ad.
It's not that difficult to eat healthy. It's a frame of mind. I don't know, man. Right now I'm really hungry and the only thing on my mind is a burger for some reason. These commercials are everywhere, huh? You just have to make the right choice. No, I'm too young to eat like a washed-up actor pretending to live off a liquid paleo diet for their food blog. I thought you said you were hungry. I am, but look at these faces. They look like they're eating shredded clown to bring color back into their soulless, selfie-addicted lives.
Oh, hello, welcome to Joyful Namaste, welcome to Health and Grains. What kind of salad would you like?
Whatever. My standards are so low right now I could eat the great goop that grows around the sink. This place has got more like California vibes. I don't think they serve British food. 2 regular chocolate cleansing salads, please, Larry.
Order up.
Hey, Larry. First of all, I just want to say I stand with essential workers. But did you just recycle gross burger food from next door into salads?
Well, there's a little more to it than that. We also renamed it after some hippie poppycock.
Okay, now this is the Gumball I remember. One thing I've always liked about Gumball is, I know it's cliche to say, but it grew up with its audience. It's a show that could be mature at times, And I'm not just talking about the 4 adult jokes everyone recycles all the time.
Guys, do you get it? Do you get the joke? He's watching porn. He's watching porn. That's the joke. Guys, do you get the joke? Guys, do you get the joke? The joke is that he's watching porn. Oh my god, guys, it's a mature joke. Oh my gosh. I bet you missed this when you were younger.
But mature in the sense it would actually cover more mature topics. Oh my gosh, talking about kids shows like this makes me feel like this guy. Gumball's at its best when it's talking about or parroting aspects of our society. I always think of the episode where they ban video games because they're too violent, only to realize books are just as violent. And it's all just part of the never-ending process of parents shirking their responsibility onto the latest new thing they didn't have when they were kids. Are my children badly behaved because I'm doing a bad job raising them? No, obviously it's the phone's fault. That's clearly the answer. This new episode seems to be following this formula perfectly. It parodies how we drill into kids' minds that they need to eat healthy, while simultaneously we just allow companies to basically lie about the health benefits of their food. What you think this is misleading? What, we never said it was healthy. We just called it simply and put a leaf in the P, okay? We talked to our lawyers extensively. This isn't false advertising. We specifically made sure it wasn't false advertising. We never call it healthy, okay? So far this episode is really good. Let's just hope it can keep up that quality throughout.
I'm sorry. Eating healthy is harder than I thought.
Well, what am I supposed to eat, man?
How about a kiss? Better?
Yeah.
How about we just cook for
Only.
There's another ad! How is there another ad? Streaming services don't even honor the sanctity of the 11-minute show anymore. How are you putting an ad in the middle of an 11-minute show? I'm really trying to watch and enjoy this episode, but the ads just make it so difficult. People often complain about streaming services dumbing down their shows so they can be more second screen. But has anyone ever stopped to consider why so many viewers are looking at their phone instead of watching the screen? Well, you know, maybe it's to get away from all the ads. People have nothing better to do than look at their phones when you shove an ad on their screen. At least on live TV, you got the sanctity of the 11-minute ad-free period. But no, not on streaming. That's not enough ads for them. They have to shove an ad in the middle of an 11-minute show. With the amount of ads in these streaming services, it feels like I'm caught in a never-ending loop where I open my phone because the ad just started, I close my phone because the ad just ended, I open my phone because a new ad just started, I close my phone because that ad just ended, I open my phone because, okay, you get the idea. With the amount of times I have to open and close my phone, it feels like I'm playing Five Nights at Freddy's. It's ridiculous.
They're balloons, you know. It's not that bad.
My gosh.
Only Crudelio Quattro offers.
Billy, you're right. Book.
But hey, let's get back to watching the video and see how the episode ends.
Seeing as your children and your bone marrow might come in useful, I'll explain things in a way even poor, uneducated peasants can get. A commercial break.
A commercial break. A commercial break.
A commercial break.
gladly burn it down in the pursuit of money. Probably because I'm inherently evil. Or my dad was a corn dog. I don't care.
Gumball and Darwin fall on their hands and knees. Larry clears his throat. As Gumball looks up, Larry gestures to Bilderberger with his head. Close views show the enticing meat patty and toppings. Noticing Darwin and Gumball's mouths watering, Bilderberger stops laughing. Cut to black. Only.
That's weird. That's the end of the episode. I could swear that was the end of the episode. Were they even playing an ad before? They're playing an ad before the credits? Are you kidding me? I can't even remember the last time I was on a streaming service that showed you the credits. As long as I can remember. It's just something that's automatically been skipped. When was the last time a streaming service actually showed you the credits? And let me guess. The second the credits end.
Only.
They started showing the full credits in episode just so they could put another ad. Just so they could shove another ad in there. There are 4 ads in one 11-minute episode. There are 4 ad breaks in one 11-minute episode. That is 1 ad break every 2.5 minutes on average. And to be clear, these are not short ad breaks. These are Disney plus Hulu ad breaks. They can be minutes long. They can be 4 ads long. And they happen every 2.5 minutes. And that's not even the most ridiculous thing. Because sometime while I was watching, I wanted to rewind because I missed something, on account of me,
They're balloons, It's not that bad.
So, I rewound like anyone would. So I rewound over the ad space, and you'll never guess what happened. Like it was fucking Wolverine. The ad regenerated. I had to watch the same ad break in the same episode twice just because I rewound. Why is that something that can even happen? I remember when streaming services first came out, and it seemed too good to be true, probably because it was. You had everything in one place for a price that was cheaper than cable, you could watch everything on demand, and there were no commercials. They enticed you in with this unrefusable offer. And then after they had successfully beaten live TV to death with a stick, because everyone switched over to streaming, because, why wouldn't you? It was literally too good to be true. They slowly turned it into basically live TV. Now you need to have 8 billion different streaming services, and it no longer is any cheaper than cable. And sure, it's still technically on demand, but the shows you originally bought the streaming service for are probably off of it by now. Because, we're not allowed to own anything anymore. Instead, we have things, and having is just like owning, until it isn't. And then we have the ads that they slowly added back into streaming services. You see, years ago, I started noticing all the little tricks they used to add more ads gradually. To boil the frog just a little bit more, because they think if they do it slowly enough, we'll never notice. Surely. I noticed that if you pause something for long enough, regardless of where the ad space really is, they'll play an ad anyway. I noticed when they made in-house ads their own separate category, that way they wouldn't have to add them to the ad counter. I noticed when it became impossible to pick a new show, or even back out of the video player while an ad was playing. I noticed all the little things they did to get us slowly used to the new status quo, where now streaming services have way more ads than live TV. Live TVs had the ability to automatically skip commercials on episodes and movies. We've had this technology for so long, basically since I was a baby. And you know what the best part about these recordings are? They stay there. You own them. The recordings don't randomly disappear one day because you lost the rights. No, they stay there. The version of live TV that streaming services will happily compare themselves to doesn't exist anymore. And to be clear, I'm not some live TV lover. I don't love live TV. The last time I actually watched live TV, again, was in that hospital. It's just that streaming has gotten so bad at this point that it's honestly not very different than live TV. But isn't that the way everything has to work now? Some hot new company comes along with an offer that's simply too good to be true. It completely destroys the old industry, causing it to bleed money. And then, while no one's looking after everyone's already switched to it, it becomes worse than the old industry in every way. I'm sorry. I really tried to watch more of the new Gumball season. But there's just so many ads. I cannot watch this. It physically hurts me to try to watch this. It is so hard to watch with an ad on average every 2.5 minutes. I just can't do it.
Nicole, are you okay?
Hopefully they can lower the number of ads, or I can find another way to watch this show, but until then, I cannot watch this. It has been ruined by the streaming service.